Hi, I'm here with Josh Oglesby. My name's Ann Rottlisberger. I am Student Services Director at CIAT, and I'm really excited to have this time with Josh today. I want to introduce him. He is a graduate from our Computer Information Systems Associate's degree program. I got the pleasure to work with Josh and support him during his time at CIAT as a student. You obviously came into CIAT with your background, right? You have pretty impressive background in IT. So can you let me just tell me a little bit about how you got started in IT, and how you started building those skills?
Most definitely. So I started out in IT, I would say about 13 years ago. I was still in high school. I remember I was a freshman and sophomore in high school, and I was trying to figure out ways to make money online. So I learned about this thing called freelancing, freelance web development. So I started off doing freelance web development and graphic design. And so I did that throughout high school and made money. But then I also knew that I couldn't keep that up forever because the money wasn't constant and there was no benefits. And I knew that whenever I turned 18, I didn't want to live at home anymore. So I decided to join the Air Force, and the recruiter asked me what I wanted to do. I said I like IT, and sure enough, he was able to get me an IT job. So I did that for about 6 years in the Air Force, everything from network administration, so configuring routers, switches, firewalls, and then I did 2 years in the reserves where I did a lot of things in the cyber realm, so defensive cyber operations and offensive cyber operations, so things from penetration testing to incident response and threat management. And over the past 4 years, I've been government contracting full time. So doing everything from cloud security to cloud administration to managing a team of IT operations professionals. So it's been a pretty interesting 13-year journey. I would say it's been about a 10-year journey professionally. So yeah, I've definitely gained a lot of experience, certifications, and things over the past 10 years professionally, I would say.
And once you decided to go into the Air Force, you knew going in that you wanted to keep developing those skills, and you were lucky enough to get assigned. Also, thank you so much for your service. How did that translate? Like, once you transitioned out of the military, how did that? You said you've got this job now 4 years now, but how did you manage that transition?
It was pretty good transition for me, especially going from working with the DoD every day as a uniformed service member in the Air Force, and then migrating over to a government contracting role, kind of doing the same thing, same exact networks, same exact infrastructure. It was definitely pretty interesting. But what the challenge was, getting away from being 100% technical and also having to do things where I had to use soft skills and manage people on a day-to-day basis, which I definitely had to take my skill set to the next level, learning how to write and technically and do things to make me stand out. That way people can take me serious, because even to this day, right, I'm still just 26 years old. So I definitely have to try to make myself be more professional, or have that professional mindset.
What motivated you to, with your experience that you already had, what motivated you to come to CIAT? You came in with a very specific plan, right? You knew exactly what you needed to take. You had, certs that you wanted to get. Why did you decide, at this point in your career, that it was time to start tackling those certs?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, for me, it was definitely like a power phase to try to get my degree as quick as possible, due to the fact that I'm already working in the field. I already have a specific certifications and a skill set already. I don't want to take courses that I already have the background for and already have the certification to prove that I have the background for. So I saw that CIAT allowed me to transfer in certifications as well as some credits that I had from the community college of the Air Force. So I definitely was really excited to hear that majority of those transcripts or credits would transfer over to CIAT. So that was definitely a part of my plan.
You had so much on your plate too, because not only, right, are you working, you also own your own IT consulting company, like on the side of like a side job?
I do. Like I said, I started off freelancing back in high school, right? So back in the day, I had to stand up a LLC to put my money into, so I can do taxes and everything of that nature.
Mhm.
So I've still been trying to keep that entrepreneurial mindset, even with my full-time job since I'm out of the military now, 100%, and I can do that on the side. So I've been starting that back up since around 2019 or so. So yeah, it's definitely been a learning experience. Just trying to manage a company, and I have a couple employees as well. So it's definitely really nice.
What do you think is your secret in managing it all, in going for those certification exams, passing your certification exams, balancing everything, because we know that it takes a lot of time. No matter what your experience is in the field, it obviously helps a lot, but sometimes these tests, a big part in passing them is just knowing how to take the test. So could you speak a little bit to that, about how you're able to how do you approach taking these certs, and what's your method for studying and just collecting them? It really is very, very impressive.
Almost definitely. I mean, the way that I learn best is uh, audio and actually doing, right? So, I mean, the key thing for me was finding out the best way that I learned. I mean, it was definitely trial and error growing up, going through high school and going through technical training with the Air Force. Had to figure out, like, hey, what's the best way that I learn? And after I figured that out, I definitely feel like I was able to pretty much do anything, study for a specific amount of time, and take a test and pass it the first time. After I learned my best way to learn. I mean, and plus, I just like to work hard. I got a sign back there on my wall that says "outwork everyone," right? So
Yeah.
I just like to work hard to try to get to where I want to be.
What was that experience like as an online student?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was definitely a great experience. I was able to communicate with faculty, staff, students, just like I was in on campus. Me being here in Texas, and I've actually never stepped foot on the CIAT campus over in San Diego. It doesn't feel like it though, due to the fact that me being able to hop on Zoom sessions or with class during like office hours and things like that made it feel like I was right there. Having the weekly discussion post and connecting with classmates on LinkedIn and things of that nature definitely make me feel like I was actually there.
What kind of advice would you pass on to students who are either, one, balancing like that, trying to do that work-life balance with school on top of it, and two, those students who are new to IT, who they don't really know what they're in for yet, as far as like taking these certification exams and working at an accelerated pace? Is there any advice that you could give to these students?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, first is you can do it. A lot of folks have the stigma that um, you have to be super smart, you have to be an expert math genius to work in IT, because that's what they see in the movies. But that's not exactly how it is. I mean, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So I would definitely say never give up, and always just figure out what works best for you. There's tons of resources online that the CIAT provides, whether it be going through test out courses or going through labs, hands-on labs, and things of that nature to help you learn in multiple different ways. So you definitely have to figure out what works best for you and hone in on that to ensure that you're picking up and grasping information as much as you can. Back when I first started taking exams back in 2014, IT-related exams, I would say I failed more than I passed, and it definitely took a lot of dedication for me to not give up. Because not only because I had people down my throat saying, "Hey, you need to pass this exam," but because I wanted to pass the exam to be able to put some more letters behind my name. So definitely just don't give up, keep on going, and you can do it.
We have so many students who come and are just getting started with IT, and then they see that it's really hard and they fail a test, and they're like, well, maybe IT is not for me. And it's like, that is part of the process, right? It's just, that is in and of itself part of your education. Is
Exactly.
what certifications, like, do you have any other certifications that you are hoping to get at some point? Any that you're really nervous about attempting?
Oh yeah, right now, it's not. I guess it's not really a technical certification. Right now, I'm just trying to get my PMP, my project management professional certification. Since I'm doing a lot of project management things these days, trying to get into more of that realm. So I'm definitely, and also trying to keep my technical aspects as well. So that's one of the main certifications I'm working on. And I'm also trying to get the CCSP, which is the Cloud Certified System Professional. So that's pretty much what I'm working on right now.
As far as the certifications that you have earned are concerned, have those had any impact on your career as far as like direct results, maybe, any kind of promotions, or were you able to like change jobs? Like what kind of impacts have those certifications had on your career?
Almost definitely. I mean, certifications for me, due to the fact that I'm young, I have to be able to show my knowledge in certain and other ways. So having certifications show employers that I'm willing to go the extra mile to show my expertise in something, and it's definitely opened up a lot of doors, especially when I was 22 years old with the CISSP, when I first got CISSP, and that was really unheard of because it requires that 5 years of experience already. So I would definitely say certifications are definitely key in promotions and monetary gain as well.
Have you noticed that certifications can only get you so far, would you say, or would you say that they truly are like the clinch pin as far as like securing jobs in IT?
They can definitely can be the clinch pin, especially if a company is looking to have benefit or have impact on day one, and they know that that certification does give or show that you have experience doing something, or you at least have the knowledge to do something. So I definitely say that certifications are definitely the key right now.
Awesome.
And even right now, as I interview people, if a person has 5 years of experience and no certifications, whereas I interview someone who maybe has 2 or 3 years of experience with more certifications, I sometimes go lean towards the person with more certifications due to the fact that that was me one day, and look where I am now. I kind of try to put myself in their shoes to understand like what they're trying to do with their career. So it's definitely can be a shoe in for sure.